So I just hit mile 500. I'm super happy about that. It's a big checkpoint, only another 2,100 to go. But still, that's 5 times as much as I've done before in the past. So pretty chuffed. We camped at about 489 last night. It's such a good night, a really beautiful sunset, a really beautiful sunrise. I kind of woke up, saw it, peered over the tent, and I fell back asleep. Nice hot coffee, and then getting some good miles in today. Haven't had water for probably about 15 miles, so I'm down to the last 700 mil. All of me just wants to absolutely guzzle it down. There was a water tank about 0.5 back, but unfortunately it had a dead bear in it, so I didn't really fancy having a swag of that water. And at 510 I'm going to meet my friends Dylan and Britt. They did the Pacific Crest Trail in either 2015 or 16, so Dylan's the guy that was posting all about it then, and I remember seeing all his pictures and I just absolutely loved it. That's basically what got me inspired to take this on myself. So yeah, really looking forward to catching up with them. I saw them in London last year as well, so it was really cool to catch up with them, asking them lots of things about wildlife and things. I still didn't really know much about how to apply for the permit and visas and stuff like that, so it's going to be really weird catching up with them rather than in a London pub somewhere, catching up with them on the PCT. We just left Hiker Town, 5:17. Yesterday managed to catch up with Snackaroo and Evax, which was awesome. They cooked a really good dinner of vegetables and so good to catch up with them. Yeah, got into Hiker Town about 10:30 today. Had some lunch down the road. Kind of a really quirky place with some like built up saloons. It's basically just built it up for hikers. So tried to sleep for a few hours, just chilled out. Probably got about half an hour sleep. I think I was just pretty set and keen on getting this next section done. So tonight we're night hiking. We set off at about 10 to 8. So we're getting to the aqueduct. This stretch is some of the hottest that I'll experience, so we're getting it done overnight. Going to do about 17 miles to a bridge and some water, stay there through the day when it's really hot, and then do the next leg, which is about 23 miles I think after that. We were going to set off at early hours like 1-2 a.m, but we just had lunch, dinner, got lots of calories, so we might as well use them to get some miles underway, even if we just do kind of 10 and camp and then push on really early. That's better than nothing. So yeah, pretty excited by this. The sunset is absolutely incredible as well. So a really fun way, kind of mixes up the day a little bit. Only did 7 miles this morning, so loving it. Set off from Hiker Town at about 8 p.m. We got to the next water at 17 miles after that at about 2:45. So it's quite a long night. Unfortunately, I went over on my ankle, my right ankle again. Just a little bit of a crack. Just on a rock. It was kind of road dirt, so it was pretty unfortunate. But it's not feeling too bad today. A little bit achy. Popped an ibuprofen, so hopefully that'll help. Today, it's about nearly 9 o'clock. So I'm going to do about 6 miles to the next water. And then tonight, when it's cooler, I'll set off and do about another 17. Probably to Hatchapee tomorrow. Chill there for a day. Definitely having a 0. So this morning I walked through near the thunder. This morning I walked through the windmills. It was really hot. Got to the point where I was going to chill the next water point. After 6 miles, it's about 11 o'clock. And I chilled there for probably 5 hours. So I took at least a 2-hour nap. And then I was getting ready to pack up to leave at about 4. As I was doing so, thunder started to roll in. Then a lot of rain. After 10-15 minutes, there was rain, hail, about the size of 5p. A bit more rain, a bit more hail. And just before we left, where I'd been sleeping and set out my mat, a little river had started to form. We headed out as the lightning stopped and you could see blue skies where we were heading. But as we were heading out, you could see all this dirt water just coming down, so like flash floods. You could see the mud that rolled down the hill as well. So really quite incredible to see that. A pretty crazy day, considering this is also meant to be one of the hottest stretches that we'll have. So a really peculiar year for weather. Yeah, can't complain too much.
So I'd call it a bit earlier today. So I've been doing over 10 miles, but a storm came in, hailstones, all that stuff. Lightning was just ahead, and so I've set up camp. And now I'm having to deal with a lot of wind. So hopefully get some sleep, hopefully it'll calm down and set off nice and early.
it's the 5th of June. We left Tehachapi this morning. We were there for a Nero, so we hiked in about 8 miles, I think it was. Then we had a zero, which was nice and chilled, hot tub, good food. We had Thai food at Thai Hachapi, which was incredible. Some veggies, spice. The next day we slack packed. So there was 2 highways, so we got to the first one when we arrived, and then we went back to slack pack to the second highway. The reason for that was because otherwise it would have been a 22-mile water carry. We're in the Mojave Desert, so we cut that down, so basically it's been a 17-mile water carry today. I think I'd go as far as to say this is the hardest day I've probably had. It is spitting now, it's raining, it's cool, which is nice. But we got the later bus, so we probably got to the trail at about 9:10, started the trail, and straight away it was up a pretty intense incline. It was really hot, my pack's pretty heavy. Probably overestimated how much food I need, so I probably should have checked, but it's now 4 p.m. I think I've made a pretty decent dent in the food already. Gonna see it as a 6,000 calorie day, but it's also the water as well. It's been pretty heavy. I only carried about 4 litres. This is beautiful, just what I need with a hot day, bit of rain. But yeah, carried about 4 litres. Generally, I try and do 1 litre every 5 miles, but it has been really hot, so I've wanted more. I'm on my last 750 mil. Probably got about 4 miles left till the water. So trying to go steady, really kind of judging how much to drink as I go along and keeping track of it, because the last thing I want really is to finish it. I mean, it's only 4 miles, so even if I finish it now I'd be okay, but definitely ready to guzzle some water when I get there, and probably do an extra 5 tonight, because tomorrow is a 19-mile carry, so we can make a little dent in that to lower it to 14 miles. That'd be fantastic. About 150 miles ish to Kennedy Meadows, which is the beginning of the Sierras and the end of this crazy desert weather. Morning, it's day 46. It's just after 6 a.m. Starting to get up a little bit earlier to get on the road, try and beat the heat for at least an hour or two. Yesterday, the last 2 days have been pretty tough. Yesterday was tough because of the new shoes. I went for a different style. And with every step pretty much yesterday, it was just so sore. The balls of my feet just before my toes. So I had to pop a few ibuprofen, which helped. Just about to head in, well, just started a 35-mile waterless stretch. There's meant to be 2 caches along the way, so I'm not relying on them. But hopefully they're there. I've got about 5.5 litres of water, maybe 5. As one of my bladders have popped. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting few days. It's about 40 miles to Lake Isabella, which is the next town, so get there, do a resupply. Need to figure out some of my snow stuff. See if I can change these shoes out. Pretty tough few days, the heat, feet. I was going to go on a little bit further yesterday, but just had to call it. It was about a 22 mile day, so pretty good to be honest, but I know if my feet were okay, I could go a little bit further. Yesterday, was the beginning of the 35 mile water carry. Did a pretty decent stretch of it. Did about 26.5 miles, which is my biggest day yet, which I'm pretty happy with, considering my shoes have been causing me pain. There was a lot of elevation yesterday as well. The first cache, about 7 miles in, had loads of water, which was great. You've obviously got to be nice and not take too much water because of the people behind you. So I took about 1.5 litres for the first one. I think it's about 15 miles to the next one. Had very little water, so you could only take 1 litre. There's about 25 litres left. So hopefully they've restocked it. It's a 35 mile stretch in this desert heat is just not great. And then there was a really big ascent. I didn't fancy taking that this morning, so I did it last night. It was quite tough because it added another kind of 4 miles on. It was really windy throughout the day as well, and it was even windier as the sun was setting. Actually really good sleep. Managed to get up just before 5 and I was out by 5:45 after having breakfast and stuff like that. I'm heading to Lake Isabella. We'll restock, probably stay there for the night. It's a bit of a hitch in, relax. And then it's the last 50 miles to Kennedy Meadows, which is the end of the Southern Californian desert. I'll start getting things ready for the mountains, the big snow. Actually figure out if that's what I want to do or if I want to flip. So it's been a bit of a crazy year for weather. So I want to be sensible, think about the snow, think about the wildfires further up. And yeah, lots of decisions.